Hello and welcome to episode 15 of Games on the Road, our chrysalis creative endeavor to take you to high places and come down fast. This week we'll be talking about Hanafuda. But first we're going to show you a little bit of Glacier. This is our last one in Glacier National Park. Here is from the top of Logan Pass. But now let's talk about coming down. We did so pretty much on our butts. And here's a video of my trip down the glacier.
All right, here I am at the top of the glacier. Not much left above me but rock. And let me switch this around real quick. Oh, I guess I can't once I start recording, but at any rate, here I am, and I'm about to wet my pants. Here we go. Getting myself set in the groove, and here we go. Holy crap.
And now let's talk about playing Koi Koi with a deck of Hanafuda.
Okay, this is Koi Koi in a nutshell. Now realize this is not a tutorial, and it's only showing you how to play the game Koi Koi using Hanafuda, or flower cards. There are other games you can play with Hanafuda, like Tensho or Hachi, but this is really about how to play Koi Koi, which I think is the most popular game, especially for two players, with the Hanafuda. So we're set up, we have 8 cards in the center, each player has 8 cards. What I love about these is look at the size of those cards. They're tiny and they're thick plastic, so this is definitely a good take it with you game. Everything fits in this tiny little box here, but we'll talk about all that later. So each player starts with 8 cards. There's 8 cards face up in the middle, and a turn consists of playing 1 card from your hand and playing 1 from the top of the deck. What you're trying to do is match things up and get sets. So for example, I can play that to the center, and this matches this as far as the types of flowers. So then I have that starting of a set. Now to go out, meaning to end the round, there are a bunch of different ways, and I'm not going to get into all of the different ways, but you can have 10 of kind of the normal or low cards, which are these. Let me play from the top of the deck here, and that's 2 more low cards. There are other sets that you can get, which are kind of like getting a set of animals. There's a couple of them that only take 2 cards to get the set, like if you get the Sake Cup and the Moon as a set, then that's called moon viewing. I would suggest getting a 1-page printout of all of the different sets and just putting that off to the side for everybody until you learn all the different sets that you can make to get points. However, once you get one of those sets, like you get the Sake Cup and the Moon, then you have the option of ending the round, scoring your points, and calling it good. Or you can say Koi Koi. And what that means is, I think I'm going to score again before you score. And if that happens, you can start adding more and more points. However, if you don't score before your opponent scores, and they end the round instead, they actually get to score double points. So it's important to look at what your opponent has out before you risk a Koi Koi. And that is Koi Koi in a nutshell. Okay, let's do the Games on the Road rating for Hanafuda, or Koi Koi. For cargo space, 2 thumbs way up, because look at this tiny little box of cards. They're all little micro cards. So I think this great cargo space. So for table space, 2 thumbs up. It takes literally no space. About the size of 5 cards, 5 regular size playing cards is all the space on the table that it takes up. As far as the time to learn it, I'm going to give it a wavy hand. I mean, taking a turn, it doesn't take a lot of time to learn that, as in you play a card, you get stuff, you play a card from the center, you get stuff or not. Um, the hardest part of learning it is all of the combinations that give you points, because there's a bunch of different combinations. Sometimes it's what they call a bright combination. Sometimes it's like these two here, the sake cup and the moon. If you get both of these that you've collected, that's the moon viewing, and that's worth 5 points. So there are just a bunch of different combinations, and that's why I'm giving it a wavy hand, because you have to kind of learn those over time. Setup time, 2 thumbs up. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Although I will say you can't just shuffle these like normal cards. You kind of have to do some jostling around or shuffling around into piles because they're plastic cards. You can't just shuffle them. Then you put 8 cards for each player, 8 cards in the center, and the setup is done. So 2 thumbs up for how quick it is to set up. Now, this is another picnic table, yes, and the reason being is because these cards are pretty sturdy cards. They have a lot of weight to them, and even if there was a gust of wind, I think that these would barely shift, and if they did, you just put them back where they were. So picnic table, yes, you can do it. For replayability, I give this 2 thumbs up, and not because the strategy changes. It's because all of the different set collecting aspects, no 2 games are going to be the same. You're not going to have the opportunity to collect this or collect that. Your strategy will shift a little bit based on what comes out and what you get in your hand. So I think it's highly replayable. As far as a 2-player game, I give it a thumbs up. It's a fun way to spend an afternoon making little sets of flower cards. So yeah, thumbs up. So overall, I'm going to say Hanafuda, or flower cards, and the game we're playing with it, Koi Koi, is a thumbs up for a Games on the Road. Even if you don't end up playing it, or even if you want to bring it and try and learn a different game other than Koi Koi, it doesn't take up any space, so bring it with you anyway. And if you play it, because it's a tiny Game on the Road.